we did attach librarianship and literacy. Yan. So thank you for that. All right. So magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I am going to be sharing something that the UP College of Education Library and I, along with my other colleagues po in the reading education, language education, early grades, and art cluster, um, got involved in. So I'll be sharing today about an endeavor that I hope is a good example for you, especially if you're just thinking of getting started, no, when it comes to librarian and teacher collaboration. Well, this is what the UP College of Education and the UP College of Education Library came up with during 2024. Okay, so if you're ready, kindly please give a heart emoji para lang po nararamdaman ko po na you are all there. Ayan, wow, ang dami. Thank you so much. I feel so loved. Okay po. So, the title of my presentation is about librarian-faculty partnership, co-designing learning experiences. So, may limitations itong um, project, but let's go through it piece by piece or part by part. Okay, so my objectives for the next uh, chunk of time that we're gonna spend together is to revisit the model that teacher Zara did share with me as well on collaboration. And because of that, I was able to zero in on a particular model that I think best describes what the UP College of Education Library and I, as well as the Regale Cluster, underwent for a year, no? And then we're going to compare the existing models of collaboration with that partnership and how it is represented by one of the models. And you're also going to participate later on in a workshop, okay? And importante kasi daw po in collaboration is to have a shared vision, shared planning, and shared evaluation. So we're going to have a workshop that zeroes in on these particular skills. Okay, so what then is collaboration? Collaboration is the opportunity to be creative, to be innovative, to come up with something new, but grounded on a need, an existing need. And because it involves not just one person, not just you, definitely no man is an island when it comes to collaboration. You have to be able to interact with others. And that interaction between you and that other person or group is supposed to build something, something good, something great, something relevant for your target audience. Okay? So, what I love about Montiel and Overall's article also is this sentence right here, that real innovation comes from the social matrix. I love na nakaangkla, 'di ba, ang kolaborasyon na ito sa tunay na buhay. The context at which we are embedded. Siyempre, diyan nagaganap lahat, 'di ba? Ang tanong ay, intentional ba tayo sa pag-approach ng mga ganap, 'di ba? Do we know what we're doing? Do we plan what we're about to do? Do we know where we want to get? Okay, and do we try to get there? So the picture that I have here shows a teacher on one side and shows the librarian on the other side. But in this middle ground that we have here in this illustration, there is the arena, okay, the social context by which we can intersect and collaborate. Okay, so as collaborators, okay, we want to be able to describe what collaborators do. And this means that there is some decision making that happens, but that decision making does not happen alone. The important word here is joint. Everything is jointly done. Why? Because you recognize the other actors in a social situation. Mahalaga ka, kasali ka, 'di ba? Kasali rin ako, at mahalaga tayo sa isa't isa. In a true collaboration, meron tayong commitment with each other to acknowledge each other's presence. Do you feel seen, dear librarians? Do you feel seen? If not, how can you feel seen? And if you do, who makes you feel seen? One of the most favorite places I really love is the library. Yun yung safe space ko at school. If madaming nag-aasaran sa labas, 'di ba? Or gusto ko lang ng tahimik, I would go to the library and that would be my haven, my safe space. And my librarian, no, napaka ano ko, clingy. At my librarian na kaagad, no? Okay, kinlame ko na siya. Our librarian was always so welcoming. Although, may knowing look na siya pag darating ako kasi alam niya magtatago ako ng libro sa likod-likod ng mga shelf kasi gusto ko siya i-save for myself. May tingin na siya sa akin, I know what you're gonna do later. Pero she was a friendly face that made me feel seen. And I hope I did the same for her, 'di ba? That I made her feel seen too. Now, as teachers and librarians, ang next step is to not just decide to come together and work together. We also have to commit to sharing resources, sharing our talents, ano nga bang ambag mo? Pero also, sharing power. Minsan kasi 'no, ang hirap mag-approach ng ibang tao 'pag alam mo na baka gusto niya na siya yung mag-lead 'no, ng isang endeavor. Baka ayaw niya ng ikaw yung nag-a-approach, 'di ba? Um, Baka gusto niya, ideya niya 'no. Pero when we're talking about collaboration, there is an equal recognition na meron kayong mahalagang ambag. So here is where I feel no, that equity is important and recognition of humanity. Kasi kung puro sarili mo lang naman, 'di ba, ang iiral, then baka hindi makarelate ang ibang tao. We have to have the humility enough to recognize that we cannot satisfy everyone's needs. And we also must acknowledge that everyone else no, around us can be a gift in their own way. At may ambag din sila. At makaka-impluwensya din sila sa ibang tao. So when we share the responsibility and the opportunity to help our learners in the library, then there's more people for children to count on. I don't want to use the word rely on kasi nga ang main point nito ay we want to develop learners that are independent, equipped, and are decision makers. Sila ang seekers of information. As teachers and as librarians, hinahangad natin na maging relevant sa kanilang journey to discover themselves as learners and as seekers and creators of knowledge. Okay? So, sana in a collaboration, no individual's point of view dominates. Okay? And that these decisions are arrived at um, together. Okay. So, kailangan sana nabe-blend according nga to Buzzeo, lahat ng ambag o contribution ng bawat isa. And here is where I come back to Montiel. Uh, when she says that when teachers and library media specialists work together to identify what students need to know and plan on how to help students get there. When they co-teach so that students learn, when they assess students, then they have truly collaborated. Sa Pilipinas, however, yun po ba ang pananaw sa isang librarian? Sa private schools, and I'm very glad no that in the setting of Ms. Zara Gagatiga's practice, that is very much real. Merong recognition that librarians have much to offer. Pero parang prevalent pa rin ang pananaw na they are part of the staff. Which is why I'm very glad na the UP College of Education is in a place also at the university where the culture in our college has transitioned from regarding people hierarchically. Yes, merong staff member. Yes, merong faculty. Yes, merong librarians. No? Pero nagtutulungan ang lahat to get to an end goal, to help the learner. And so I situate the learner here at the center of these concentric circles. And siguro, some of you who know Yuri Bronfenbrenner, no? Sasabihin nyo, ay, yan na naman yung bioecological model. Yes, oo. Bakit yan mahalaga sa atin? Let me just come back no, to Yuri Bronfenbrenner when we talk about library and teacher partnership. Why is this important? Kasi kailangan nating maalala kung sino yung target. So for me, kasi I started as an elementary school teacher. Ang automatic na recognition ko is bata, no? Kaya favorite ko yung tagline na para sa bata. Because I do feel that schools and centers and settings have forgotten that at the heart of all of this effort is the growth of a child. Not the spoon feeding of a child, the growth of a child, the empowerment of a human being. And this human being is embedded in all of these systems. This child is embedded in a microsystem, his family, his home, his immediate environment. He is embedded within the school. That is another extended environment. And then you also see that he is embedded within a community. Parte siya ng isang barangay. These circles, no, the microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, and the macrosystem, they are part, or we are all part of a cultural, of a culture, no, of a cultural setting. We navigate, no, so all of us actually, all of us navigate to and fro all of these systems, and the child is doing the same thing. So as we interact with these children, are we being supportive of their growth and taking on the role that we were meant or that we want to have help them develop into better learners and human beings? Kasi when we are trying to get to the end goal of developing persons to be productive individuals in civil society, para sa bata, para sa bayan, yeah? Then we need to be able to work together to get to that end goal. And so collaboration is a trusting and working relationship. And I'll show you an example of this in the project that the College of Education Library and the Regale Cluster got into for the past year. We engaged in shared thinking, we engaged in shared planning, and we engaged in shared creation. Medyo lihis ng konti yung integrated instruction. I'll be honest with that. Okay? Pero, it's a start. Okay? Ang gusto ko po, mula po nung pumasok ang head librarian namin, si Rose Lily Medrano, Ma'am Rose Lily Medrano. I'm very proud to say that she has been an active innovative, and shining beacon for recognizing the role of librarians in the learning process and in the instructional arena. Pwede tayong sumali, pwede tayong mag-take part, pwede tayong mag-innovate, at pwede tayong mag-lead. Okay? So, why doesn't collaboration happen as often, no? So, si Colvin, ang sinabi sa research niya, no, sa pananaliksik niya ng 2024, very recent pa, no, is that first of all, no, may lack of awareness. Like I said earlier, na librarians might not be viewed as partners for instruction when you very well can be. So may lack of awareness na ang librarians ay stakeholders din sa pagbibigay ng um, instructional stimulation, di ba? Or instructional experiences din and learning experiences sa mga bata. Bakit kaya? Kasi siguro ang naiisip lang, tagabantay lang ng libro. Taga-pagalit pag maingay. Yung mga classic na descriptions of librarians. But we're so far beyond that already. Di ba? Mula po nung nagkaroon tayo ng LIS, no? Nagkaroon tayo ng programs that create, no, graduates and workers that take resource management seriously. It's become an untapped resource. And I feel this is the time to talk about it. Kadalasan din, and maybe hindi lang teachers ang gumagamit ng ganitong rason, no? But also librarians, kasi ang dami nyo rin pong ganap in the library, no? Ang dami nyo rin responsibility in resource management. So baka time constraints becomes a reason for lack of collaboration. The third reason for lack of collaboration is unpreparedness. There is a lack of training. We don't know how to begin. We don't know how to put things together. We don't know who's gonna make the first move. So, today, sa workshop natin, I'm going to be handing you a template. Teacher, darating siya. A template that will tell us just how you can proceed and take on steps to be a partner, to be a collaborator in the learning of children. Okay? So, yung factors to consider for successful collaboration, dapat sana meron tayong dalawang factors. No? The first group of factors is social factors. Meron ba tayong vision? Iba sa mga kumpanya, sa mga NGO, palagi sila nagsastart with, may mission, vision dapat tayo. Kasi kung alam mo yung endpoint, di ba, then driven ka to get there. Pero in order to be an agent of change, di ba, kailangan may confidence ka to take that step. And that's where I call on, no? The more experienced librarians. It's time to take that step. Yeah? We cannot just, no, wait to be asked, but rather, gaya nga ng sinabi ni Ma'am Zara, set up that meeting. Maybe share to the faculty or to the group, diba? To a group, what you're ready to offer. And maybe there will be takers. Minsan kasi when you zero in already on what you want, baka hindi yun yung gusto ng intended partner mo. But when you say, here is what I'm thinking, anybody on board, diba? Then maybe that is your opportunity to collaborate. Open communication. Sana, no, wala na masyadong crab mentality. Nako, ang dami kasi niya, no? Crab mentality or thinking of suspiciously of projects that previous, no, administrations have put together at kailangan palitan kasi new era na. Yung ganun po ba? When actually we could collaborate and piggyback off of previous projects and build on those. Okay? We have to trust those that we work with. Mahirap rin po naman talaga, no, to get into a project na wala pong tiwala. So, I'm very lucky that napaka taas ng tiwala ko po sa librarian namin sa UP College of Education. She has my respect and she gives me also respect. I feel seen by her. I feel valued by her. She hears me out and I hear her out. And it's exciting to plan with somebody like that. Now, aside from social factors, mahalaga rin yung meron tayong environmental factors. So, kasama sa environmental factors, yung pagkakataon to plan meetings, di ba? To establish administrative support, to define each other's roles in a project or in an endeavor, di ba? But also, flexibility. Flexibility in terms of scheduling. Okay? So, kailangan flexible din tayo sa approach natin. Pero I must say, I have to bring out this point. Impromptu discussion. Ano po yan? Chikahan. Di ba, sometimes it all starts with chikahan sa may water dispenser. Di ba? Habang hinahantay mong mapuno yung cup mo, biglang magchichikahan kayo ng faculty or magchichikahan kayo ng librarian. Sometimes it's just being brave enough to share a dream, to share a goal, to share an idea that is the spark needed to get a project going. So, feel free to have those impromptu discussion. Pwede ba lang hawakan mo sa braso niyo, pwede ba mag-dream together? Tara, dream tayo together. Sige na. Gusto ko sana ng ganito. And that's what I have in the UP College of Education with Ma'am Lily. I have somebody who I can dream with. Ay, kilig. Okay. So, this is what I have. No? This is what I have in the UP College of Education. I'm very glad na check lahat ng social factors, check lahat ng environmental factors, except flexible scheduling. Alam niyo naman po ang buhay ng isang guro, di ba? At buhay ng nasa ah, siguro UP. Napaka ano po, no? Hindi flexible masyado kasi ang dami pong ganap. Pero, yun lang po yung medyo we have to navigate really hard kasi minsan talaga ang layo ng mga schedule. But we found a way, no? There was always some way that we could still align kahit to visit the same Google Doc, 'di ba, at different times. Parang nakakagawa naman ng paraan to still give feedback to each other. But like what Zara shared about Montiel overalls models, there are four models, di ba? The four talk about coordination, that's model A. At yan siguro yung pinaka ano no, ganap, pinaka nagagamit is model A. Coordination lang ang relationship no ng teacher and librarian. Pero yung model B, yan na yung cooperation and partnerships. Diyan po kami, ay sorry, diyan po kami. Okay? I have to be upfront and say, diyan po kami sa Model B. Wala pa po kami sa integrated instruction, which I'm sure si Ma'am Zara no, is already experiencing firsthand. Yes, Ma'am Cecil, you have a question? Nagtaas po kayo ng kamay? Sige po. Kayo rin po ba? Model B po ang nakikita niyong partnership? Napindot lang kaya po ba? Or Sir Gilbert, nakataas din po ang kamay. Ay, baka napindot lang din po. Okay po. So, yung Model C, Integrated Instruction, ang end goal na niyan ay at academic achievement, which I hope, no, at some point, we can take advantage of, that we can see our role in that. But baka that's not yet, no, parang where a lot of us are at. But we can aim to try Model C. Yes? Yung Model D, okay, eto na po yung integrated curriculum. So I will not talk lengthily about Model C and Model D. I will talk about Model B. Okay? So let's take a look at how we navigated no, Model B. Okay. So, nung in-invite po ako ng PASLI, I was very upfront to say, Nandito pa lang kami sa ganitong collaboration ng librarian and faculty ha. So I hope okay lang that I give you this example. And they were excited to find out na merong nangyayari. Merong nagaganap na talagang step by step makikita natin yung model no na ipapakita ko dito. Definitely there is a, a shared vision. Kasi ang aming kolehiyo ay may tinatawag na extension agenda. Yan. So, meron kaming shared no, target na kailangan nakikilahok kami bilang faculty, staff, 'di ba? Librarian member, librarian staff member. Sana nakikilahok tayo sa ganap sa tunay na buhay. Are you engaged? Can you be engaged by providing service learning opportunities? Nakikibahagi. Okay, are you able to provide training and be part of the training and be part of the growth and advocacy work that happens? Pakikipag-ugnay, are you connected with others? 'Di ba? Sinasabi nila na ang mga tao po sa kolehiyo ay hindi masyadong grounded. Sa kolehiyo ng edukasyon po, parte po ng buhay namin is service learning. Inaasahan po namin na we really know what's going on the ground at anong mga kailangan. At kung ano man ang maiaambag namin ay kailangan nakaangkla doon sa mga pangangailangan yon, pagsagot sa pangangailangan yon. So, the trust, collegiality, and communication was very clear between the faculty, the faculty sorry, nasa kaliwa po, no? Teacher Nong, Teacher Yvette, Teacher Maita, and I, okay, represented the Regale cluster, and Teacher Portia was also part of the planning group, no? That put together, no, the training design for books as bridges. And ito po si Ma'am Rose Lily, no? Is the head librarian, and Crisel Joy, who is also one of the librarians in the UP College of Education. So, ang ginawa po namin ay una-una, in-invite kami ni Ma'am Lily. Siya po yung agentic. Siya po yung nagsimula at nagsabi, meron po kaming proposal. Meron po kaming gustong iambag na extension project. At mag-a-apply ho kami ng grant, kukunin po namin kayo as collaborators. And sabi namin, of course, yes. And so, they showed us their proposal and doon kami nag-discuss. Na parang, okay, are we going to call communities depressed areas? Let's elevate the language in a way na siguro we move away from certain terminology na, di ba? But we recognize that they're marginalized in some way, nahirap sila magbasa or kulang sila sa libro, di ba? And we recognize that demographic. And then, ibagay natin kung ano yung maaaring mabigay sa community na yon. Okay? So, we were able to refine the language of the proposal as well as how the services are going to be provided. So we were able to nakaangkla sa UP College of Education shared extension agenda. Tapos yung sarili naming advokasya bilang Regale cluster, which is very anchored upon building literacy skills. And the UP College of Education's libraries intend to do extension and to promote readership. Yeah. So Books as Bridges was born. And ang wala po at hindi captured, nasayang po, talagang hindi captured kasi hindi po naging collaborator namin, okay? So librarians lang and faculty yung nag-usap, no, tungkol dito sa program. Pero in coordination si Ma'am Lily with LASAM, the LGU. Okay? The LGU of LASAM. Ito po yung mga kababata po niya at teacher pa po ni Ma'am Lily who helped no get them together, and they as a batch decided na since their batchmate has become mayor, it is about time that they try and do something concrete to change the conditions of young learners, primary learners in the communities na walang access sa libro at wala rin pong access sa good storytelling. And so dahil dala-dala yun ni Ma'am Lily, excited na excited siya na, look, me and the LGU have begun this process. Can you join us? We were very glad to be part of it. And this is all for the students. As you can see, I try to parallelize, no, the model and the pictures, no, that represent all the stakeholders, no, and all the beneficiaries in the project. And here we see, no, the teachers of the daycare centers telling stories already to the children, na sila naman yung direct beneficiaries. So they came with this proposal already that we co-developed and refined further. But clear yung intention nila that they wanted as a batch, as change makers, to not only feed the minds of children, but also feed their tummies. Aside from the storytelling and book distribution angles of the program, they made sure na meron ring nutrition program that made sure that kids are ready to be told stories kasi hindi sila hungry. Yeah? So, ang galing nung pag-coordinate, and I think it is the experience of Ma'am Lily as a spearheader, no, of a particular project, that she was able to use her network. And I feel that there are many of you out there that have that social capital. You're librarians for a reason, di ba? Nagko-connect talaga kayo sa maraming tao. And that social capital is, I think, what will get you to take that step forward to create projects if you have not done so. I'm sure there are many of you that have already done so, and we would love to hear about your projects, okay? But definitely, si Ma'am Beth here and Sir Alfred are part of the batch, no? From the LGU side that make sure that may resources, na tumatakbo yung programa, and that there is always monitoring, supervision, and support. Kinikilig sila when we had our evaluation or when we talked about the project kasi it's come full circle and they have already thought forward. So we'll get to that. But again, going back to the librarian and saying, Ma'am Lily already had a book donation endeavors. So, nagplano rin po siya talaga, no? It's 4 years in the making to gather the books so that on the 5th year, pwede nang pumunta sa Natalged, Lasam, Cagayan, in order to provide the books and do storytelling for teachers and daycare workers so that magkaroon ng love ang mga bata for reading. And hopefully, this moves towards literacy. Of course, kailangan mo ng skills to monitor the project to its conclusion. And so you see here the Gantt chart that they prepared in order to be able to monitor the development of the project, no? So that all milestones and promises made, no, and targets set were met. Okay? And here is the first opportunity where we were able to collaborate, and that is as co-designers of the program. Another way that we were able to collaborate is curators of books that will be purchased. So, nag-coordinate po kami ni Ma'am Lily, no? Alin po dito ang magandang um, bilhin para sa demographic or primary grade learners na pagbibigyan ng mga libro. Hindi lang po yan isang tao. So, early grades faculty, reading and literacy faculty, art ed faculty, librarians did have a say on which books to buy. And of course, yung third opportunity to collaborate is between the faculty is designing some of the workshops, no? And sharing ideas and finalizing how to put in the social constructivist process para matuto ang guro, matuto ang daycare worker, matuto ang librarians, at matuto rin kami from this group of people on what storytelling is about and what its impact can be. So, just to let you know na marami pong good news that came from the endeavor. Nagkaroon ng increased reading interest among children. Uh, the I don't have the evidence right now, pero may pinakita po sila sa aking borrowing of books na monitoring sheet, which shows that kids are borrowing books, which I think no is a very good sign na may impact ang kanilang project. Yes, the teachers mentioned no via FGD and via survey no pre and post survey na meron silang mga ginagamit na storytelling techniques. Draw and tell is a popular one, string storytelling and using props. Okay. They were able to try and create a system so that yung limited resources of books na exchange no dun sa different centers that have the books in their hands. So dahil limited po yung resources, gumawa sila ng ganung mechanism. And then tuloy pa rin po yung LGU involvement and academe partnership. So because this is a literacy caravan that is LGU based, no, they after the initial training na nabigay ng faculty and library staff, they were able to take it on and do it and continue it, no? Um, hanggang ngayon. Hindi pa po nila nauubos lahat ng barangay sa Lasam, Cagayan, but that is the goal. Okay? And so, we were able to give the 2-day storytelling workshop, and we were able to get them to tell stories to young kids as their um, experience. We were able to have them work on gender-sensitive books. Ako ay may kiki, ako ay may titi, just to make sure no na it is okay to recognize who you are. Kasi iba natatakot na, ay, kailangan pa yung pag-usapan. If we want kids to be protected, no, nalagyan po nito ng gender angle. No? Yung making sure na recognized yung need to recognize oneself and protect oneself from harm. We were able to come up with storytelling activities and they were able to demo. So ito po yung pag-prepare po namin ng storytelling workshop and making sure that they know how to prepare, how to storytell, and how to uh, build comprehension after the storytelling. They were able to conduct it on actual children, yeah, of the community also who received the books. We were able to do so not only for the daycare workers but also for different no elementary school teachers. So iba-ibang grade level po 'yan. Meron rin po atang intermediate na nasama. And we were able to try innovative ways. Kung gusto niyo pong tignan yung QR code, makikita niyo po yung attempt ng teachers to do string storytelling. Meron po ditong prop storytelling and string storytelling. I don't know if meron din pong video of draw and tell, but you can visit po that QR code and you will be led to the website. To the FB page pala for that. So ano yung masasabi ko? Ang positives syempre po is that um, may positive outcome na we were able to hold the training, they were able to learn how to read in an engaged manner so as to engage young children. Meron pong mga outcomes na positive kasi yung mga bata were invested, interested, pero may difficulties rin syempre. Maybe the venue was hot, di ba? Or mahirap talaga to move from one caravan to another, di ba? As they transfer barangays. Pero um, ang maganda is that participants were able to interact with books and that's what mattered. Importante ho sa aming lahat na ma-recognize. Ang gusto nga po nilang i-reiterate, lalo na po yung LGU um, friends ni Ma'am Lily, is that they wanted books no to reach hands no better, faster, and to reach the hands of young kids, not just teachers. Para that way po, magkaroon sila ng relationship with reading and relationship with books. So, yun po yung at least na-achieve. And because of that, when we evaluated, no, meron na rin silang other ideas that they would like to um, move towards. So, increase the barangays covered in the project, have after-school storytelling sessions na barangay-led pa rin, no? But in support of school learning, magkaroon ng adult literacy program kasi yun na yung nagsusurface na need, no? Gusto na rin nila, no? Yung mga adult learners na magkaroon ng programa for themselves. Kailangan mag-strengthen ng partnerships pa rin kasi ongoing naman lahat ng projects. Kailangan parang may typo ho dito, pero ma-document po yung book borrowing and proof of engagement. And of course, yung feeding both mind and body. So, kailangan lang matandaan na we need kids who are ready to interact with books. So, we should be ready to prepare them for that. Okay? And so, in our pre and post survey also, although the results are not generalizable, we asked teachers to write their thoughts about what storytelling is the initial before the workshop and parang a year after. And so, ang maganda is that yes, storytelling does deliver the contents of the book, pero meron ng added idea of it preserves culture. Storytelling is for conveying messages, pero meron na rin pong added idea of it shapes how we remember, how we connect, how we believe in what we do. Good storytelling motivates listeners and helps students understand, but it also brings to the fore well-structured literature. May impact din po ang literature, ang storytelling in terms that it motivates and develops comprehension. Pero may domains na rin sila nakikita na nade-develop. Like vocabulary is a domain, a literacy domain na nabibuild, no? Via storytelling. Characteristics of good storytellers, before, they would just say, basta that person reads aloud and pronounces well. Pero now, may other characteristics na rin na kailangan jolly, kailangan creative, kailangan emphatic, di ba? Yung may empathy siya, no? And who can be a storyteller? Sinabi, everyone. Pero now, parang mas distinct na it's a human capacity. It's within us all, di ba? Ganda ng pagkakalatag. And then, what do we read? Na-mention na rin po yung pagtawid sa digital. So now there are downloaded files also that are part already of the text that students interact with, and are we able to recognize that and make those available? And then the challenge that teachers had during storytelling was students not listening. Pero again, it's also elevated in the sense na naka-mention sila ng idea na there is loss of connection with your listener. And of course, finally, may importance ang storytelling for reading and learning, pero it's also about how they relate with others, the listeners, and how they are influenced by text. So, interesting din po yung pag-transform ng mga realizations at the end of a year and a half of doing this. So then what then could be considered enablers sa ating librarian and teacher collaboration? Definitely the intersection of individual shared goals, no, objectives and vision. The respect for each other's knowledge and skills and ambag, no? The acknowledgement of different roles, no? And that we can all have a role. Lahat kasali. The presence of resources. Kasi importante yun para makabahagi ng kwento, na meron ng kwento na ibabahagi. That there is a richness of experience, no? So, dahil varied ang ages natin, varied din yung range of experiences, and parang why don't we acknowledge that value, no? That gift. And then stakeholder agency. So, yung pag-initiate, to take that step, to be agentic, those are enablers. Ano yung naging barrier? Siguro to come to mind is that there are residual hierarchical tendencies na parang it's the faculty, for example, that has the last say or the final decision. When minsan nagkakaroon ng ganong slip into that mode. Pero then we remember, so ano tingin natin lahat, di ba? Kailangan may collaboration. And the differing levels of knowledge. So syempre, mas mabigat ang pedagogical knowledge ng teachers, di ba? Pero ang resource management and educational technology, mas lamang na po yung librarians. And I think it's just recognizing that we can teach each other. know what we have and resource share and collaborate. I think recognizing our each other's roles is important. Okay, and then um because may na-mention si Ma'am Zara about literacy, no, I thought that it was important also to bring up this point na my the model that we showed did not necessarily zero in on instruction in the classroom or learning per se. It focused on readership, developing a love for story, a love for books, connection between little hands and text, di ba? But collaboration can lead to um, better instruction with the help of both the librarian and the teacher. I liked also this particular infographic that I saw that enumerated the different mini roles, no, of um, librarians and teachers in which we could collaborate in terms of collaborating when preparing for a task, collaborating when acting on a particular task, and collaborating when reflecting on what has taken place. So I'll be sharing naman po yung presentation with the group. So you can revisit this particular infographic later. But I thought ang gandang paghimay, no, na hindi lang tungkol sa paghanda o pagganap ng mga activities, no, o gawain, pero yung pagnilay-nilay tungkol sa mga ganap na ito, tungkol sa ano kayang nakuha natin from the experience, mahalaga rin po yun, no po. So when Zara mentioned about this, no, I thought it would be good to reiterate at the end of this talk na kailangan pag-usapan natin yung instructional value, na merong pwedeng role ang librarianship sa pag-enrich ng pagtuturo. Kasi yung endpoint ay yung learner. Ang siguro kailangan pahinugin both for librarians and teachers is yung social constructivist context. Alam ba natin kung paano i-elevate, bantayan, tulungan, scaffold ang pag-iisip ng isang bata? The curriculum, yes, is a good reference, pero remember to situate the child. Merong bata na hindi pa nga siya nakakatapak dun sa pinakamadaling nilalaman ng isang curriculum. Let's not forget that. No, there are learners that are not within, no. Hindi pa sila grade ready, kumbaga, gaya nga po ng um, description ng CRLA or Carla, no, sa mga learners. Hindi pa sila grade ready eh. So, we need to be careful with just relying solely on curriculum. We need to assess and understand children. So, babalik ulit tayo sa how well do you know ba the learner? And I need to also remind everybody na ang pagbabasa o ang relationship ng isang reader sa teksto ay interactive, transactional. Isa pong paborito kong theorist si Louis Rosenblatt, when she says that books do not simply happen to people, people also happen to books. Kung anong dala-dala mong iniisip, nararamdaman, pag nabasa mo yung libro, apektado ka dahil sa karanasan mo, dahil sa pinagdadaanan mo. And so, the reading process is influenced by the reader at kung anong dala niya to the table. The text, of course, dahil syempre may laman yun. And the situation that the reader is in. Okay? So, yung interaction na yan, dapat binabantayan natin yan at tinitignan na mabuti. Are we able to pick books that young kids can react to? O yun lang yung available? Yun lang yung mura? Sana, alam natin yung personality ng bata, alam natin yung skills, alam natin yung interests and purposes. Kasi kapag nag-match yung text tsaka yung personality ng isang tao, then meron yung inseparable relationship. So, ipapaalala ko lang yung reader-response theory that reading is transactional. Nangyayari siya, no? It is ever-present and ongoing. Ang pag-unawa, pagtanggap, pag-appreciate, and pag-create ng meaning tungkol sa nakikita. Kasi, ang end goal natin ay reading comprehension, di ba? So, kailangan marunong magbasa at umunawa. Ang goal din natin ay written expression, di ba? Being able to read and write. So, dapat marunong siya magsulat at marunong siya magbahagi ng ideya. Pero hindi lang kasi reading lang at writing lang. Di ba magkasama yan? Dapat literacy ang tinitignan natin. So, let's try and see how can we help be part of uh, the literacy advocacy. Ano yung role ng librarianship dito? Kasi all of us are code breakers. All of us are text participants. Pag sinabi natin code breaker, binabasa natin ang teksto. Pag sinabi natin text participant, tinitignan natin kung anong relevance ito sa buhay ko. Pag sinabi natin text user tayo, alam natin kung para saan ang isang teksto. Pag sinabi natin text analyst tayo, tinitignan natin kung anong kabuluhan ito sa ating buhay. How do we as librarians help readers and learners interrogate texts? Nagbibigay ba tayo ng web quest? Nagbibigay ba tayo oportunidad na makarinig, makabasa, makagawa ng blog, vlog at podcast? Meron ba tayong web resources na ibabahagi? Are we able to share websites that help decoding and spelling skills, di ba? Baka meron tayong hindi lang na-share. And I think doon tayo makakapasok din po. The active um the active interaction of learners with text. So I'm showing you lang po, like for example, for kids who are reading Sadako, no, and the Thousand Paper Cranes, ang setting yan ay dun sa World War II, di ba po? Then, meron actually mga sites, di ba, that help kids find information, learn about the text, learn about the author, learn about the history, learn about the themes. Are we able to make teachers aware that there are resources such as these and that mahalagang ma-utilize to deepen meaning? Okay? Are we able to do that for even local texts, no? Like Supremo. Supremo is about a young boy who wants to run for student government and he's making his own campaign, 'di ba? Material, and you think about how important is election and leadership, 'di ba? Aren't there opportunities to, again, info share? Aren't there opportunities to inquire about the relevance of leadership and running for office? Yeah. And Animal Farm, for example, getting them to recognize propaganda, getting them to recognize different forms of government, tyranny, dictatorship, di ba? Authoritarianism. There are websites and library guides that help, no, learners find more info and learn for themselves. So I guess what I'm trying to reiterate is there's so much opportunity out there. I hope that you do decide to come up with your own project, and I will end my presentation with this. I love this particular picture that I found. The librarian rolling through your day. Ang dami-dami pong pagkakataon, and I hope na ma-zero in nyo yung gusto po ninyong gawin. Okay? So, as a final idea that I'll share, I'll just show you po the template, no? Ito po yung references. And I'll show you the template that I had come up with for your workshop. Okay? So yung workshop natin is already a proposal that you can actually make. Okay? So I've sent Ma'am Salvacion a copy of this template in Word and in PDF form. And in this template, maybe you should start, pag nilayan nyo na po, no? Yung shared vision ninyo. What do we envision to be the outcome of your collaborative endeavor? So I've come up also with guide questions so that your template for stakeholder collaboration in co-designing learning experiences um, is a guided exercise. Okay? So, team up with a librarian, invite somebody or invite a colleague, di ba? And start thinking lang. Kasi so far, you must start with a shared vision and then move on to who do you have that shared vision for. Kailangan meron tayong target learner, who is your target beneficiary, And what are the target competencies? What do you want ba to build in that learner? Remember, palaging nasa heart of a project ay yung bata. Para sa bata, ang ating efforts na ito. And of course, meron ba tayong target understandings? We're not just thinking of skills, but we're also thinking of ideas. Ano yung essential questions that we need to ask them so that they will get to these understandings? Next. So, tapos na yung shared vision, ha? Yun yung first, di ba? May shared vision sa collaboration. Yung next is shared planning and preparation. So, yan na po yung details of the project. So, ano yung chosen learning activity ninyo and pedagogical approach? Did you want to do explicit instruction of storytelling, di ba? How do you choose to implement that? Ano yung rationale for having that activity? When you know why you want to do it and how, then you can outline the steps and identify the resources needed. Like I showed you earlier, may Gantt chart, di ba po? So may timeline tayo ng project after you identify each step you need to take. And then, meron pong identification of the stakeholders. Sino ngayon ang kailangan? Who are part of this endeavor and this process? So for here, yung participating stakeholder here could be the faculty, and then on the side, the librarian. Baka rin pwedeng magdagdag ng isa pang column for the LGU. But what you need to do is to remember to identify your contributory assets. Ano ba yung nais mong iambag? Magaling ka ba magkwento? Meron ka bang module? Meron ka bang resource? Meron ka bang workshop? Ano yung contributory asset or knowledge or expertise na nais mong ilaan para sa proyektong ito? And then, have agreed upon roles. Kasi sana kasali lahat. That is collaboration. Hindi to solo-solo. And the third, no, shared role is shared evaluation. So for me, mahalaga na tignan natin how did the project go and what were the successes. Always celebrate whatever successes we have, kahit big or small, di ba? But what were the challenges? Kasi the challenges help us identify barriers. And these barriers are things we need to be cognizant of so we can resolve those barriers. But we also need to celebrate the enablers so that we'll remember to utilize them. And at the end of the project, always make sure na kailangan may conclusions and recommendations. What then will become of this project now? What is the dissemination plan? Kailangan alam ng iba na merong ganitong endeavor, lalo na kung successful, di ba? Para sila rin magkaroon ng confidence, bravery, mga has na maging agentic at magsimula ng step 1. Okay? And finally, ano yung recommendations for future activities?